In previous videos of this groundbreaking prophecy series, we covered the foundation of the massive effort needed to make the mark of the beast and the Antichrist kingdom possible. It isn't just a medical marvel, but also a political, technological, industrial, and marketing machine that has been cultivated through trial and error for many centuries. It is no easy thing to force billions of people in nearly 200 countries to accept the mark inside their bodies. To go from an independent agrarian lifestyle to a totally dependent urban lifestyle takes a long time, and now we take for granted how defenseless we have become to the rise of the Antichrist system. The political subproject of this beast kingdom that I discussed in the last video is mainly focused on the leaders of the kingdom, from Babylon all the way to the clay and feet kingdoms of today. But what about the masses? The sea of people depicted as under the beast in Revelation, while the harlot rode on top of the beast. Recall that they were stirred up like violent seas, for which the mark of the beast will be the promise to calm them down and lead them to paradise, although a false one. But what stirred the seas, aka the people, up? They were created with free will, but something or someone got them riled up as if their free will is being challenged or even transformed. Something has entered their thinking to cause them to be agitated, disturbed, angry, and emotional. This is where marketing and propaganda comes into play. The concept of modern marketing actually has its roots in the 1920s, credit given to the father of modern marketing, Edward Bernays, nephew of famed psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud. He basically turned regular advertising into a near-scientific method of mass propaganda, which is why Hitler and his boys, among other tyrants, used his techniques in their propaganda machines. Edward Bernays believed in subconsciously manipulating the mind to control people's desires, almost as if casting a scientific spell on the masses. The Antichrist kingdom needs a mechanism to persuade the people, either in a nice way or by force, to want to do the will of the officials of the beast. Again, demons can't just force themselves on us. They need human partners, the children of Satan, to help them influence citizens of each kingdom and government. Along these lines, the workflow of modern marketing includes several steps, from planting commercial thoughts in your mind to triggering you to want to contact the company to buy something, and finally, the company delivering what they tempted you to order in the first place. I won't go into all the details of this workflow as it is pretty complex. Anyone who has used Facebook's marketing tools knows what I'm talking about. But the idea is to brainstorm a concept to market a brand that you want to sell to the people. So when Coca-Cola wants to market Diet Coke to the public, they brainstorm who the target audience is and what benefits that audience would derive from that soda. Naturally, they would target those who are conscious about their extra weight. Similarly, the Antichrist kingdom has chosen the whole world as their target audience, something that has never happened successfully in marketing history. And then the marketing team of the Antichrist must come up with benefits to mankind for accepting the mark of the beast. Well, Revelation tells us two benefits. Number one, the ability to buy products and services. That's the consumer side. And number two, the ability to sell products and services. That's the business side. This subproject has a timeline that stretches back to the Babylonian beast kingdom under Nebuchadnezzar, when the king hired the best, most handsome and smartest young men of Judah as his advisors, prophets, astrologers, magicians, and sorcerers. Pay careful attention, as this part right here has been missed by many pastors. The reason why Babylon is part of the name of Mystery Babylon the Great is because of how Nebuchadnezzar chose his leading advisors from among the wise men of Judah. Daniel was part of them, though he did not partake in the dark arts like the others. There were two teams of Jewish advisors. One I call Team Daniel, and the other I call Team Sorcery. Because Daniel was a righteous prophet of God, he was more successful in advising Nebuchadnezzar. Remember, Daniel saved the lives of Team Sorcery, his enemies, when he not only told the king what he saw in his own vision, recall Daniel chapter 2, but interpreted that dream too. You would think these other wizards, magicians, and sorcerers would be thankful to Daniel for saving their lives, but nope, they were children of Satan. They were jealous, conjured up lies against him to get the king to kill him. Why did the book of Daniel discuss these details? Because the book is actually identifying for us the beginning of Mystery Babylon the Great, that great propaganda machine. The Babylonian mystery cults were probably started by them, or at least perfected by them, which explains the mystery part of their name. When they plotted against Daniel, they did so in secret, so that neither Daniel nor the king would know. They used sorcery to enhance their plans, and they've been using sorcery ever since. Even today, many of you don't know that many of the leaders of the world's biggest corporations and governments rely on the dark side to give their plans a better chance at success. And here you are thinking this economy is a meritocracy, but the rulers of this world rely on sorcery, magic, witchcraft, numerology, etc., so that their marketing campaigns are locked into the minds of consumers successfully. So how do you market this beast juice so that the people beg for it to be embedded in their bodies and permanently alter their DNA after a number of rounds? It takes several marketing channels, all based on propaganda lies. These marketing channels can be grouped into soft marketing on one hand and hard marketing on the other hand. The soft marketing approach appeals to those who have the propensity to do what the authorities tell them to do. All that is needed is the right crisis, as crisis is one of the best ways to trick consumers into buying anything. So when a city in Florida gets hit with a hurricane, for instance, those who sell bottled water usually hike their prices up to make a nice profit. Same thing with other natural disasters. Cancer also leads people to open their purses and wallets up to make huge donations to cancer research every year. Children with birth defects, starving in faraway countries, or in vulnerable situations are triggers for people to part ways with their money. Therefore, if you create the right health crisis that evokes strong emotions and fear, you can use propaganda and marketing to sell the cure. This approach then becomes the Trojan horse to deliver the mark of the beast, and the people will want it. But what about those troublemakers who still refuse the mark? That's when the hard marketing approach kicks in. We already got a glimpse of that when President Biden looked into the camera at a press conference and made it clear his patience with those who refused to get embedded was worn out.
We read about and hear about and we see the stories of hospitalized people on their deathbeds, among the unvaccinated over the past few weeks. This is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. The unvaccinated overcrowd our hospitals, are overrunning emergency rooms and intensive care units. We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin, and your refusal has cost all of us.
The goal is to instill terror in the resistance until they give in to the propaganda in an Orwellian way. Okay, that's it for this video. The next 3 videos will cover the nuts and bolts of the Mark of the Beast system, the industrial, the science, and the technology sub-projects. Until then, stay blessed, my friends, and pray for the endurance and patience of the saints. Amen.